What up, guys? I'm back with another video. We are in the 911, about to put this thing in sport mode. Coming across the bridge, got the sun out. Brand new day, Monday, baby. Let's go get it. What are you guys up to? Hope you guys are off to a good start to your week. Thinking positive. One person left a comment and said, can you tell me how you started an e-commerce business, or how to start an e-commerce business? And first off, I'm gonna say I'm not some genius, and I don't know, I'm not Mr. Know-It-All. I don't know everything about everything, but I do know a little bit about e-commerce because I built a business, like from 2010 to 2024. It's still successful, it's still chucking along, but it's definitely not what it was, not in its heyday. I'm trying to get it back to that. So the first thing I would say is lose all hope, because I'm just messing around. No, the first thing I would say is that it's not going to be some easy thing, and it's not going to be some like overnight success, because everybody thinks everything's like that. And you get all these guys on YouTube, and they're just, a lot of them are trying to sell you a course. I like to say, look at what they're doing, not what they're saying. So if you kind of like watch what they're doing, not what they're saying. Like, are they selling you some course at the end of it all, or? But I launched my business on Shopify. So Shopify is the platform that you host your store on. And on Shopify, you can build your website. You can even now buy the domain name. You host all of your products. You can track your inventory. You can do everything you can think of on Shopify. Collect sales tax if you need to. Everything you can think of. So first thing you want to do is you want to head over and just check out Shopify. Get familiar with Shopify. And I'm pretty sure they have they used to have a free plan. They might not have a free plan anymore, but they probably have a low level plan, like a $14.99 a month or something like that. Something you could start off at. And don't not do it. I mean, don't jump right in and get the $14.99 a month plan until you kind of come up with an idea what you want to do. But don't think to yourself, oh, I can't have this new bill, because you're gonna have to put money up to make it happen. You can't do it for free. Like, you're going to have to. So to be honest, I think number one would be, this is my number one rule for e-commerce, starting an e-commerce business. Have another job. Have a foundational fund. So like, have money coming in from some other source. For me, I was a mechanic. So I had my weekly paychecks coming in. So I was able to pay my bills. I was overdrafting my bank account every week, to be honest. But I had to downsize my life slightly. And we were already downsized. We were shopping at the dollar store. We were eating the cheese from the dollar store that doesn't even taste like real cheese. It's not real cheese. So first, number one, have some type of foundational job that you have your basic needs met. I meet people all the time that are like, I'm trying to do this. I want to build my dream. I want to do this. I'm a musician, or I'm an artist, or I'm this or that. But they don't have any other foundational job, foundational thing that's bringing in, that's has a foundation. Like, it's even in the Bible, don't build your house on sand. So have a strong foundation, some type of money coming in. Once you have that, then you're not there's no timer. There's no stopwatch. Get successful to overnight because I gotta make it. Because this thing is not gonna be an asset at the beginning, it's gonna be a liability. You're gonna be using money, you're gonna be losing money, you're gonna be spending money. It's gonna be taking money from you. If you're not, I don't know what level you guys are at with finances, like your financial IQs and stuff, but if you don't know what an asset and a liability are, an asset gives you money every month, and a liability takes money away. Not every month, but just in general. So a liability takes money from you, and an asset creates money for you. So it's going to be a liability in the beginning, so you need that foundational thing. You need the job. Keep in mind, everything I'm saying right now, I didn't write this down or think this out, so I'm just thinking off the top of my head. So this might not be exact steps you want to follow, but just the gist of it. The next thing is, you want to kind of figure out what it is you want to sell. You just want to think about, what is it you want to sell? if you have any ideas, if there's something you're already into, you know, is there something that you really like, or maybe you're already doing something. Maybe you're already like making candles or something. I don't know. But it doesn't have to be something you personally make, and it doesn't have to be something that you know about or you're an expert in. Oh no, I found my daughter's car. Should I get it for her now and put it in a garage? I'll get back to the e-commerce stuff in 1 second. So I think that's Oslo blue. In the other video, my wife was wearing shoes and I was saying the rings on her shoes look like Oslo blue. I'm pretty sure that's Oslo blue. That's a nice blue. My phone camera's cracked, so I need to get a new phone or a new camera. But yeah, I would say step 1, get the foundational job. Step 2, figure out what it is you want to sell. And there's other ways that you can approach that too. You can actually approach that by, oh, they've got this blocking the door. You can approach that by using what's called Google Keyword Tool. If you guys aren't familiar with that, Google Keyword Tool. See how many searches there are for tennis balls. And what you'll see is there high competition, low competition, how many searches are there a month. So, and these keywords, these will play a role later on when you start to advertise on Google. So you want to find something that doesn't have a ton of competition, but it has high search volume. But that does not matter. You can sell something, you can get attention around something that nobody's searching for right now. You create the attention, but this could be something that could help you in the beginning if you wanted to just get off the ground running. If you can do your research and due diligence, you might really be able to find something that people are searching for that doesn't have a lot of competition. So that could give you a 1-up. So step 1, have your foundational job, have your regular money coming in. Step 2, determine what it is you want to sell, either if it's through research. Oh, here we go, guys. Oh man, look at that. Look at that. Woo! I love those, but I just feel like they're too tiny for my frame. I'm not huge, but I'm 6'1", I'm like 230. I feel like I'd look goofy getting out of it. But I do like that silver bullet right there. Man, that is nice. That Turbo S, that is nice. And then there's the other Turbo S that I was looking at. I actually know exactly what wheels I'd put on it too. I would put on the HRE 527s FMR wheels with the centerpiece would be like brushed, and then the ring, like the barrel on the outside, would be polished clear. I think that's what I would do, and I would just lower it. I don't think I would get the Tech Art kit because it has the Sport already on it. I think I would just lower it and do IPE exhaust and headers, maybe turbos if I had the money. Man, sorry, I'm dreaming. Okay, so I'm lost actually what the hell I'm talking about. So step 1, I'd say have the foundational job. You're like, yeah, you said that 6 times. Tell me step 3. Well, figure out what it is you want to sell. With you guys, I know nothing about Amazon. So when we talk about e-commerce, I'm talking about direct to consumer, DTC, Shopify. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I did. That's all I know. I don't know Amazon, and that's a whole game in itself. Amazon fulfillment, that could be an easier route, or even TikTok shop is the way to go now. Literally just straight TikTok shop. But you probably would want to host it on Shopify, and then you can install the TikTok shop app on Shopify. But that's later on. So what I'm saying is there's lots of different ways, to do e-commerce. But what I'm talking about is Shopify direct to consumer, where you're going to be like hands-on managing a lot of stuff. Like you're going to have your inventory, you're going to be shipping it yourself, all that stuff. Like you're starting from the ground up in your house and you're selling out of your house. You know what I mean? Like you're using your home address as the return label address. That's what I'm talking about. Like getting started. Man, look at that. There's another one. That is nice. Okay, so step 3, find a product. So you can use sites like AliExpress or Alibaba. Alibaba is going to be you're buying in bulk. You know, you're buying 100 plus items. AliExpress, you're buying like 1 or 2. You're buying 10. You can use AliExpress for your like market research. Figure out, you know, who sells good products, the quality of the products. You can use AliExpress for that. So for example, what you'd want to do is you want to go to AliExpress, whatever item you're thinking about selling. Like if you're like, I think I want to sell yoga mats, you go on AliExpress and you search yoga mats. And then you look and you find like, is this supplier like gold rated? I haven't been on Alibaba and AliExpress in years. I actually don't use Alibaba or AliExpress because my business that I built over the years is actually with like artisan co-ops in another country. So I actually have like a family there and a team and everything. But my story is a little different. But I can get into that later. But you go to AliExpress and you search what it is that you like, and then you order one of them. You know, it's not a huge investment. You might have your $14.99 a month Shopify thing going, and then you're like, I'm going to order a yoga mat. Yoga mats might be saturated. I'm just using some random idea. You order your product, and when it comes, you check out the quality. You know what I mean? Like, just put it in the bathtub. I don't know. See if the color bleeds out of it or something. Like, I'm just saying, like, just figure out if it's a good product. If you're like, this yoga mat's freaking insane, like, I love this thing, this is awesome, then go back to AliExpress, go to your orders, and then scroll down and find out who it was you ordered it from, and click on their profile. When you click on their profile, you're gonna go to Alibaba. I don't know if you still do, but it used to. It used to take them to the Alibaba, because remember, you're on AliExpress, where you can buy lower quantities. You're gonna go to Alibaba, and or you just write the people and tell them, I want to buy 100 of these. Can I buy 100? If they say our minimum's 10,000, you just tell them. See, the thing is that you got to they got to believe in your story before you believe in it, really. So you just tell them, oh, I'm gonna order 10,000. This is for a small yoga retreat that we're doing, but we work with conventions, and we actually probably will do hundreds of thousands if these are nice. We would just like to do 100 for this retreat. The retreat is a bunch of buyers, and this may turn into 100,000 orders. You get what I'm saying? Just sell them the dream. If they won't sell to you for a lower quantity, get the 100, and then once you get the 100, you can either learn to photograph products yourself by buying a nice camera or using your phone, or you find a product photographer on like Fiverr or Upwork, and you send them one of the mats, and you have them shoot all the product photography for you. At this point, you pretty much don't even have a website, but you could have been working on the website if you were really ambitious. Which, the thing is that if you're not like working on the website while you're ordering the product and you're not like all obsessive, this probably isn't for you, to be honest. Because this isn't like something where you're like waiting around for someone to tell you what to do. When you want it so damn bad that you don't stop. You know what I mean? Like you're watching YouTube videos at night trying to figure out how to put a homepage image and, you know what I mean? Like, and change the colors on your website page. Like, if you want it, you're gonna want it so bad, you're not gonna stop. You're just gonna keep hustling. You know what I mean? So I noticed that a lot of times, like, people are like, okay, what's the next step? Like, I never asked anybody what's the next step. You just gotta just jump head in. You know, like, that's how you learn. You just freaking jump in. But at this point, you know, so that'd be like step 1, have the job to fund everything, so you're not like going broke, stressed out with a timer. Step 2, kind of figure out what it is you want to sell. Step 3, find your product and try to order it, sample it, and then try to get like a little bit more of them. So you have like you got 100 of them. And then what will happen is like, you're like, I got to sell these damn 100. I got 100 of these things. Look at that wrapped Cybertruck. It was like a shiny chrome. Look. Yeah, so you're like, I gotta sell 100 of these damn things. How in the hell am I gonna unload these? You know, it'll put a little fire under you. And then guess what you're gonna do? You might not even have your website built. So do what I did. Take the yoga mats, sign up, and go to a wine festival where a bunch of people getting drunk and spending money. Get a tent on a weekend, because you're down and out, right? You're working at freaking Walmart and you're just like, I'm barely making $300 a week. So get a tent, use a little bit of your paycheck, pay $100 to be part of the event, get a little cash box, like a little metal box, and go like withdraw a little bit of money and break it up into change, like 5s and 10s or whatever. Or just, if you don't want to take cash, just use your phone and go on Square or PayPal and order the free card reader. They'll ship you the card reader for free. I know this isn't traditional starting an e-commerce business advice, but my step 4 would be labeled hustle. Because this is the time you just want to try to get extra money so you can keep funding this dream, because eventually you're going to feel like, God, I can take 20 bucks from my paycheck, but I can't take much, you know? So now you got your 100 yoga mats, and you got to, let's say at this point I'll get to the building the website stuff separate from this, but do some type of event, beer, bacons, and boats festival or wine festival, and just I guarantee you will sell a ton of yoga mats or whatever it is you're selling, jewelry or candles. You will make more than you made that week working at your job. Guarantee you. I guarantee you. And when you do, if you get the right festival, I'm not talking about where there's like 30 people and it's like in a small tiny town. Like you might have to go to your closest metropolitan area, something like that, you know, where there's more people. I grew up in Baltimore, DC, so I was able to go to Baltimore. But my first little event I did was in like Glen Burnie, and there was nobody. It was in like a BJ's parking lot. But I walked away with like almost $1,000. So what I'm saying is, just go sell, you know, just sell, just hustle. Number 4, hustle. Just get extra money so you can keep funding it. And when it comes to the website and building the website, I was always kind of into that stuff. I never like built a website, but I was into like experimenting and learning. So when it comes to the website stuff, you should be working on the website while you're doing all these other things, while you're waiting for your products to come, while you're trying to do events and sell the products you got, while you're waiting for the product photography to be completed. You need to learn to multitask and just hustle and grind and just get a bunch of stuff done all at the same time. So you're going to be like, throughout this process, you're going to be creating, like, you have your domain name, you have your name, you're going to be creating your Facebook page, you're going to be creating your TikTok, you're going to be creating your Instagram, you're just going to be hustling, you're going to be getting everything set up, and it needs to all be cohesive, it all needs to match, it all needs to be on brand, it needs to match your brand. You don't have to have images, I'm talking about the name. You need to make sure it's all the same name. Whether you put like on Instagram, let's say the name's taken, maybe you put the name with a dot, and then, you know, like if it has 2 words, the name with a dot and then the other word, like, but it needs to be the same name. I know this sounds like common sense. I'm just saying it, just, you never know. People might make the Facebook page like, I don't know, Bear Yoga Mats, and then like the Instagram's called like Yoga Mats Bear Studio or something. You just want to make it all Bear Mats or Bear Yoga Mat. Everything the same. I don't know if I should post this video. I'm kind of all over the place. But I'm not really getting... these aren't... If I was to write this down and like organize my thoughts, it's probably not the steps I would say, but this is just a gist of like maybe the steps you'd take. And then I'm kind of just telling you the steps I took, really. I did the farmers market type things to make money. And then I would, also what will happen is, if you sell your product at these farmers markets and things, you'll start to then get people that come to your website. So when you sell, you want to make sure go to vistaprint.com and get a bunch of cards made up that have your website on them and maybe a discount for another purchase. So when you're selling, you're telling them, I have a website and you can get it, you know, here's a card or whatever for your second purchase. So these are people that are going to come to your website and you're going to collect their email or their phone number and you're going to start to build your list. But the building the website, that could be entire videos by itself of how to build the website. I think a lot of people underestimate the in-person selling, because ultimately it's almost like that whole like outcome, purpose, action. The outcome, your outcome that you want is you want more money. You know, but everybody's like, I want to be like a millionaire. I want to have some huge e-commerce business where I'm like some multi-millionaire. But that's not going to happen right away. So it's like, no, that's not the outcome you want. that happens over time, the outcome you want is extra money, just extra money to fund it, to fund the dream. So it's like, how do you get the extra money the easiest way? I would do in-person selling with whatever product it is that you're making on the internet. And I guarantee you, you'll be like, holy crap, if I could do an event every weekend, I don't need to work. It's also good too to see, like, do people even want your product, or am I selling something that's not something that, or are you selling something that nobody even wants? You know what I mean? I'm not going to touch too much on like building the website, because like I said, like, you'd be building the website while you're doing all this other stuff. But the number one thing I would say for the website, 2 things that you have to have, and you need to make sure you have them. You need to sign up with a email software, whether that's Klaviyo, or I would go with Klaviyo. And you need to implement some type of pop-up where you collect emails and phone numbers. Emails or phone numbers. Both if you can. So if you're going to do emails and phone numbers, you can use like a service like Yotpo or Attentive. You could just use Attentive for emails and phone numbers, but I think they're a little bit more expensive. I think Klaviyo might have a free version when you first sign up and your list isn't big, but you're going to want to collect emails and phone numbers when people come to the website. That's very, very important. My buddy Alex. Shout out to Alex. Lux Floors. Check him out on Instagram. Lux Flooring. Luxe. So yeah, you want to have a pop-up where you collect like your emails and phone numbers. And then the other thing you want to have is, you like have to have this. Because I've seen websites that don't have it. You need to have social proof. So social proof means you spend some time, like collecting reviews, testimonials, or videos showing user-generated content, like people using your product. And you can make these. You can make the user-generated content with your friends, and then you want to have that. So if you want to feed it onto your website organically, like or not organically, but take your like Instagram reels and feed them to your website and put them on your homepage, like going across like a bunch of stories, you can use an app called Tolstoy. An app called Tolstoy does that. And when I say app, and you guys might be confused, when you're in Shopify, the way Shopify is set up to where you install apps. So anything that you want to add to your website, it's an app inside of Shopify, in the Shopify App Store. So every time you add an app, it might charge you more money. Like maybe you install Tolstoy, and Tolstoy is going to charge you like $1.99 a month, or like $1.99. Tolstoy is like, I think like $59.99 a month or something. But there's free versions, but it'll have the Tolstoy like logo on it. And then I said 2 things, but the third thing I would make sure you have is notifications. So like you can use something like an app called Push Owl. So that would be like when you ever go to a web page and you land on it and it pops up and says like, this page would like to notify you. So what you're doing with these things is, with like the Push Owl or the messaging or the email collection, these are ways you're going to contact these people when they come to your website. They don't buy and they leave. With push notifications, you're going to be able to send them a notification. With collecting their email, you can send them an email. With their phone number, you can send them a message on their phone if they opt in. So these are like ways that you're going to be able to reconnect with them. And then the fourth way you'd be able to reconnect with them is you're going to install the Facebook and Instagram sales channel on your Shopify page. And when you do that, you're going to have your pixel connected, your Facebook pixel. I know all this stuff is like, you're probably like, what in the hell is he talking about? But your Facebook pixel is going to be installed on your website. So it's going to track using what's called a conversion API. Shopify, it's called CAPI, C-A-P-I. So Shopify and Facebook communicate with each other. This was all created after that Apple update that messed up my business. Apple iOS 14 update, privacy update. But Shopify and Facebook communicate with each other. So when you install the Facebook, Instagram, Meta sales channel on Shopify, what happens is you can now track the people that come to your website, leave your website. And then the fourth way you're going to try to get them back to become a customer is that you're going to retarget them. You're going to create a retargeting campaign on Facebook. But that's all stuff later on. Each one of these things I've mentioned is a full-blown, like, I could make 10 videos, 20 videos about each one, like the email software. Like that could be 20 videos, like setting up all the flows, setting up all your campaigns. Every single thing I mentioned, it could be like 30 videos. You know what I mean? So I'm just like kind of just running through each thing. But so 1, get a job so you can live and you don't die trying to create your business. 2, figure out what it is you want to sell. And think hard about it too, because you got to remember, you got to store these things. You got to ship them. Think, do I want to have something with tons of sizes? Do I want to have something real big and bulky? You know what I mean? Like some guy might say, I want to sell go-karts. Like you think through these things, you know, you got to ship them. You got to weigh all those expenses. So 2, figure out what it is you want to sell. 3, find the product, sample it, test it, try it out. 4, hustle. Go to a farmer's market. Go to anywhere you can to sell your product, whatever it is you're selling, just to get more money to fund it. 5, be working on your website the entire time you're doing all these other steps. And that includes sending the product to a product photographer or learning how to take product photos yourself and then continue building the website. 6, optimize the website. Make sure you're collecting emails, phone numbers. Make sure you set up your email list on like you can't collect emails and stuff unless you have these software. So you need like Attentive or SMS Bump, which is purchased by Yotpo, or Klaviyo, Klaviyo. So you need these things. Push Owl, collecting notifications, opting in people for notifications. So that's optimizing the website. And then I'd say the 6th one would be marketing. So I would say grouped in with number 5 would be your social marketing. This isn't paid media, this is organic. So while you're building your website, you also need to be creating organic content. I mean, I'm talking, you want to have YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, LinkedIn. People underestimate LinkedIn. And each one of these I could go in detail things you can do. YouTube Shorts, I don't know if I just said YouTube, TikTok, you know all of them, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram. You want to post, okay? And this needs to be a system. I'm talking, you guys think I'm driving around in the Porsche doing nothing. No, I'm not. I'm using the ratio, the power of the ratio. I have 2 virtual assistants that have worked for me for 10 years. One of them, their job is to post on every one of the platforms I mentioned, a reel, a story, a post. LinkedIn, use ChatGPT to create articles and post articles about the products you sell and post them on LinkedIn. You know, there's so many ways you can get attention. Pinterest, all these things, but you want to make sure you post a story, a reel, anything that the platform offers, you need to post on it. So, and it needs to be a system. And then you're like, well, where do I get the content? That's where the hustling comes in. You either make the content yourself or you send free product to people. That's why when you guys are thinking about what it is you want to sell, also think about the cost of the product for you personally. You know, if you know you can sell it for a ton of money and you're like, wow, if I sell this product, the average order value is like this high, which is really high, and it's great margins, but the product's still really expensive, take into consideration the marketing costs, because you do want to send a lot of free product out to people, because you're going to get user-generated content, you're going to do affiliate-related marketing. That's all stuff later on. But you get what I'm saying. If it's something that's not as expensive, the cost to you, you can send a lot more of it out, and you can get a lot more people to make stuff, and you get a lot more attention. But grouped in with number 5 with the creating the website and just like doing it while you're doing all the other stuff would definitely be like creating the social media content and posting it daily. And while you're doing that, that's going to get you organic traffic, and that's free. People don't realize these social media platforms, it's like a land grab. It's digital real estate. There will be a day when you have to pay to use these platforms, and you're going to say, oh my gosh, it was free. I could have made a video of me jumping up and down with a propeller on my hat and a fanny pack on and gotten 1 million views completely for free. I'm just saying, like, it's free. It's a digital land grab. Like, go create as much content as you can. Like, for example, they say money follows attention. I'm not doing this channel for money, but I'm doing this channel for some possibility of something I may use it for in the future. Who knows what this channel, what I'm using it for? Maybe it'll never get over like 3,000 subs. Maybe it'll go to 50,000 subs. But that's 50,000 people that I can talk to. So that's 50,000 people that I could say, hey guys, I mean, who knows, you know, I don't know what you use it for, but you have people's attention. So the same thing is with your product. Create a YouTube channel around it, create a podcast around it, whatever you can think of, just get attention. But do this all while you're creating the foundation for the product. You know what I mean? But I'm not getting into all the little details. So yeah, I think 5 would be create all this stuff. There's a nice color, Nan. Create all this stuff while you're working on the other things. And I think number 7 would be, trying to think what 7 would be. 7 would be don't get tricked. I know that sounds stupid, but 7 would be don't get tricked. Don't get tricked into thinking you need to pay people for everything. Like you need to pay some marketing agency, or you need to pay some guru that's going to give you some, I don't know, you know, just don't get tricked. Just learn everything yourself. Like running Facebook ads now, it's extremely easy. I'm not talking about boosting a post. I'm talking about going to facebook.com/ads, ADS manager, facebook.com/ads manager, and that's and actually managing your ads and creating campaigns. Yeah, so number 7 would be don't get tricked. You guys are gonna be like, these are some basic rules that don't give me any advice. I'm just saying because it's easy to go spend. You want to conserve your. Remember, you got it. Number 4, I think, was hustle. I'm losing my own rules. I forget the numbers, but number 4 was hustle. I think you don't want to take that hustle money and blow it. You want that money to go as far as you can. You want to optimize your money and time. You know what I mean? So you don't want to go blowing it on some guy who's like, pay me $99 a month and I'll run your ad platform for you. And I'd say number 8 is don't get discouraged and don't give up. Be prepared to just actually have no sales come in and to just lose a bunch of money and to spend a bunch of money. If you guys really saw how much money I lost thousands of dollars. You want to talk about losing money? I was literally burning money in Facebook ads trying to learn how it worked. I was running cost caps, I was running bid caps, I was any kind of combo of an ad you could think of, I was running to figure out what would work. I was running traffic, trying to get traffic, then I was doing conversion. I only run conversion ads now, but we could get into all that stuff later if this is something you guys are interested in. If not, just straight up tell me, like, stop talking about e-commerce, show me the car, because I won't make videos about this at all anymore. But someone mentioned, can you tell me like what I should do if I want to start an e-commerce business? And these are like the basics, you know, like, I don't know what I think could get you going, but you're gonna do all these things and you're not gonna get sales. That's the thing, is you need to realize, like that stupid quote or whatever, like everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face or whatever. Like you're gonna get punched in the face guaranteed with this stuff, because you can't, it's almost like you have to like make people want your product. They have to like really want your product, and the only way you make them want your product is by making them believe everyone else wants your product. And that doesn't happen by just like listing something online and creating a website and it just sits there. Like it has to be alive, like a living organism, like moving parts constantly. And you need to create energy and like liveliness and life around your product. Like people need to be like, I see this everywhere. Like, you know, you buy products, like you buy them because you see them on people and you see the videos and they get you somehow. Like that's what you have to do. Like they say, like, success leaves clues, like emulate success, like they say, like, I don't know, I botch these quotes, but like when you copy or whatever, it's flattery. I don't remember the quote, but you know what I'm saying. Like success leaves the clues. So just like emulate some successful brand that's similar to what you want to sell, and don't copy, but you know what I mean. You can like see what's working for them, you know, and tap into it. They can save you a ton of time and energy. And then the other thing I was going to say was there's a thing called the rule of threes. So you might say, like, I've actually talked to people before, like my friends and stuff, where we've talked about like business ideas or ideas for like starting something, and they've said like, oh yeah, but so and so does that, I can't do that, blah 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 does that already, or they're huge, nobody would want mine. But there's a thing called the rule of threes in business, where you see like, how does Pepsi, Coca-Cola, and like, I don't know if Dr. Pepper is connected with one of those brands, but I'm just saying, you know, as one of the examples. Dr. Pepper, how do they all exist, you know, in the same space, and they all have enough customers, and it's the same thing. It's like, I have similar brands and things that sell what I sell, so it's like lots of them. So it's like, why can't you can create something someone else is doing? Like, look how many different fitness brands there are. So you can find something, you know, that's already working, and maybe there's only one of them, or maybe there's only two major brands that are doing it, and you're like, I'm going to be the third one. You know, people like options, so you could do something slightly different, and you might recognize something that they didn't recognize. Or you can use, that's the other thing is, guys, check out, if you have time, similarweb.com or SEMrush, S-E-M Rush. If you find something you're interested in selling and you're like, this brand does this so good, they're popular, I love this though, and I really want to make my own version of this, my own thing, check out SimilarWeb and go there, and you can look at the inside, behind the scene details about the company. You can see where they get their traffic, how many visitors they get every month. You can see all this stuff, so check that out. That could be helpful too if you guys are already getting deeper into this stuff. But step one, Shopify. I forget all the other steps. You gotta rewind the video because I'm talking a bunch of nonsense. But you want to also make sure you set up a PayPal account, because a lot of customers use PayPal and they like it. And I'll tell you right now, when my PayPal's not working, our conversion rate drops a lot. But yeah, man, just get out there, or girl, and let's get it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully this gave some kind of value or information. If not, tell me and I'll switch it up. See ya.